Hi guys, and welcome back here to the development. Today we're going to be starting a brand new series, and this is going to be an easy one. It's going to be one of the quick tutorial series that I'm doing. This is going to be only about ragdoll on the character. So without wasting too much time, I just created an empty third-person character game here in Unreal. So I have just the base game, and now the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to open up here in new editor so we can actually see the character playing. Now I kind of started to structure my projects in a different way. So what I would like to do now is create a new folder called main, all right? And you can always append a dash on it, so it always stays in the beginning. And then I'm going to create another folder here called modules, all right? And then within the modules, I'm going to create another folder called ragdoll. And this sounds a little bit too complicated, but this is because it will allow us in the future to explore a new way of development with Unreal. But so far, just create those folders. Now, if you have those items that you downloaded, you can just import the animations. And basically, we're gonna have here two animations, and one is the begin sequence and one is the getting up sequence. So I'm just gonna drag and drop the animations from here, right? Now make sure you go to the skeleton and you select, we only have one, but only select that skeleton. And now we're gonna compile and save. So the animation should be something like that. And going up. Right, so the idea is that when you activate the ragdoll, it does this, and then it goes on ragdoll, and then after we activate this. So make sure that both animations has the root motion enable. Also this one here has the root motion enable. All right, and now without wasting too much time here, let's get this started. So the way I'm gonna do with this, it's a different approach. I'm gonna go back here to my modules and I'm gonna create a new folder called animations. All right, so we're gonna bring all the animations here, move that, and then I'm going to create here interface blueprint class here, blueprint interface, and I'm going to call this BPI ragdoll. All right, now within the ragdoll I am going to create a very basic interface, and this is going to be called I-BPC, because it will belong to a blueprint component dash return character ragdoll. All right, now this is going to be a return, so let's go ahead and open up this. And then what would you like to do here? File and save. Is this a blueprint interface? It is. Why is not showing me up the... Is this... why is not function? Huh. I don't know why it's not allowing me to opening up this. There you go, guys. I was looking for the details tab. For some reason my details tab is here, so I'm just gonna drag and drop here. All right. And now we need to basically return one simple variable. And the variable that we're going to return here is just something that will tell the animation if it's on ragdoll or not. That's all we got to do. It's on ragdoll. Actually, this is going to be on output, sorry. It's on ragdoll. Perfect. Now, the next thing we need to set up here is the component itself that will hold most of the logic. So I'm going to right click, go to blueprints, and blueprint component here, actor component, perfect. Open up. Now here's where we are gonna hold the logic. So we're gonna need a variable that it's gonna create a new variable called is ragdoll, right? Then we need another one. Oh, this is an event, sorry. Variables is ragdoll. Then we need another one, which is going to be ragdoll start transform. And I'm going to explain why we need that. And this is just going to be a transform. And then we need another one called follow capsule. The reason why we need the follow capsule is because we also, when the player is on a ragdoll, we need to make sure the capsule is following up the player. Make sure they're always exposed on spawn. Okay. Expose on spawn, expose on spawn. Now, depending on your character, you may have to do this in a different way. But for now, I only have the default character, which is, let me just go back to the game, open up the third person character, and I have here a couple of things. So I can see that I have my mesh. I need my mesh. I need the character movement, which I have, and I need the capsule, and also I need the character itself. All right. So what we can actually do here on the ragdoll, and I'm going to explain this in it sounds a little bit more complicated, but I want to do like a little bit of a deep dive on this. All right. So the first thing we're going to need here is the mesh. All right. The mesh is what it tells us how to simulate the body. So skeletal mesh. And we're going to make sure this it's enable and expose on spawn. Also, we can maybe put this inside components, but let's just create another one, which is going to be the character movement. And you're probably asking, why do we need the character movement? We need this to tell the character to stop moving as we interact with it. And also expose on spawn. So the mesh, that. Now the next thing we need is the capsule collision. So the capsule collision. This is gonna be a capsule collision object here. Expose on spawn. Perfect. Now the last thing we need is the character, which is the reference to the main character. We could pass the whole object, but let's just pass what we need, right? This is going to be character, and that is going to be the object reference, and I'm going to put it right here. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do on the begin play, right, we are going to basically just pass the references that we need, and then once we do that, we probably will be let's say fine for this. So what we're gonna do here, no, actually we can do this in a better way. But so on the character itself, right, we have an event here that is called begin play, right? Event begin play. So every time you start the game, this is being fired. As you can see, we have a hello on the screen. So we're gonna need to attach all those variables on this character component. And what I'm gonna do is pause the video, and then we implement that on the next part. See you guys in the next part.